Alrighty, jumping into the three pack. I think last week we talked about Todd talked about CRM management and just kind of building out that plan and making sure that you connect with everybody in your database. And obviously, you can't pick up the phone and call every single person in your database unless you have 20 people in your database. And
there's your sign.
There you go. So we want to talk about, so the next step, what are some creative things that we can do as far as getting ready for the end of the year? So the first one is, I love this, and I do this via text. I love video text, but obviously we can put together a video and put it into our CRM and blast out and so forth. But just, break out your phone. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need to go into a studio. Put on a funky Christmas, Santa hat on or whatever the case is, and just make a Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas video, thanking your clients. And I'll do several of them. One will kind of be towards people that, for my clients that aren't married. Some will be, for couples. Some will be for people that we've done business with, thanking them for trusting us this year and so forth. And then I'll just spend some time just texting them out and blasting them out. And I feel like it does. It stands out. It's a little bit more personal than a Christmas card. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
But I get a lot of positive feedback when I send out my video texts.
There's a friend of mine I have a couple. For such a long time. Yeah,
and two of them are here.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's the third?
Thank you for adding me to your list. And so but he came to me once, and he would always call me for happy birthday, and I thought that was really nice. Takes time out of his day to physically have a conversation with me, not just a LinkedIn or a Facebook thing. But lately he's been doing these little videos, and he just turns his camera around, does something sometimes really corny, which is kind of his and my relationship, is the fact that I'm the analytical one. He's always the funny one. And so, and he'll do something.
You're talking about me and you.
Well,
it sounds like our relationship.
Really does, actually, Mike. But anyway, so David Ryder, if you're out there, that's for you. But anyway, the thing is that he did that, and I just thought when it popped up and it just automatically came on, it was like I was FaceTiming him at first, and it kind of caught me off guard, and I had to think, did I hit on to FaceTime or something? Did he accept the call? But it was just it was a heartfelt message. But here's the thing, he used my name in it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't one that he just did and then started sending to 100 people for happy birthday. Mm-hmm. He just, the point that I'm trying to make, I guess, is that video's great. It feels good to get it. But Mike, it's also, you can do one and send it, but you're not doing it again to your whole 3,000 people in your database. Mm-hmm. You're picking the people, the top 12, mm-hmm. The top 20 maybe.
Well, that's why I say I have several videos.
Yeah.
There's some more personalized. If I'm going to send one out to 1,000 people, I can't customize it, by name and so forth. But that's why we said last week, you kind of break out that the different levels of who's who. And this is also back to that birthday thing. That's one of the reasons, one of the few reasons, maybe the only reason I like Facebook. But every day you get those alerts and I know whose birthday it is, and I go through them and I'll just break out my phone and do it real quickly, send someone this person a video text and so forth.
Yeah, the Facebook birthday thing is always interesting. I don't know what your guys' opinions are. My opinion is that if I have your cell phone number, I'm going to text you on your birthday instead of posting on your Facebook page. Right. I feel like it's a little more personal. Yes. And that's what kind of this is. You're taking time out of your day, and right now, that's a big deal. I mean, most of the Facebook stuff that you see, it's a lot of HBD. If you're going to go on someone's wall and put HBD instead of writing out happy birthday, no one's that busy. Write out happy birthday. Show a little intention behind what you're doing. Doing a message that's a video that can be a little personalized, but it doesn't have to be for everybody, and I think that's a good point. You've got your filter. You've got who you're going to hit the mass message to, and then who you want to make it a little more personalized to. I think that's really important, and it goes a long way for people right now who are just getting maybe a text. Video has become a big deal, and I'm not a big FaceTime person. I've got siblings that are 30 years old. They're always on FaceTime. They don't want to pick up the phone and call somebody, but if they know you, they want to do a FaceTime call with you, which I find kind of interesting. So this video just kind of lines right up to it.
Yep.
Number two, share year-end market insights. I mean, Todd, obviously every single Monday you spend so much time kind of, if you listen and if you tune in on Mondays, you got an idea of what's been going on all year long. And there's some great resources out there. I love just not going to Flex MLS, but I love going to, armls.com.
Yeah. Most
There's
people don't even know that's there.
yeah, just go to armls.com. Some incredible, I mean, you can break
Weekly,
down
month-end
numbers
data.
by
Yeah.
zip
Oh
codes
my gosh, it's awesome.
and things like that. But put together, a little end of the year highlight of, okay, because people care about it. And people want to know what's going on in the market, what has been going on the market. What are your, and yeah, you got to be careful in predictions, but people want to know what I think is going to happen next year. And if you preface it with, this is what I think, I'm not, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but people want to hear it, and people want to hear it in a very simple way. So just put together a report. It could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. I don't think you could do that. Um,
Wait till you see the slide.
yeah, I did.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But put together just this is what happened in real estate in 2025, and this is as your real estate agent, this is what I think is this is what what I'm personally expecting in 2026, and really get some engagement.
And if you've only had your license 2 years, then you can use last year's data in comparison with this year's data and sound like a rock star. So in other words, and then and you don't have to be the one that's even gather the information, be the source of the source type of thing. But like I'll go to Eller School of Business school down in U of A and sign up for the Arizona economy. I'll go to Arizona State University over the real estate department and sign up for, late breaking news and Forbes, because Forbes has a college over there too. So I get it from a lot of, Lawrence Yun. So when somebody hears me speak, it's easy for me to challenge those numbers based on what I see in Arizona happening versus what these national people say. But the other part of that is that I get to kind of rewrap it in the way that I want to say it. And then it sounds like it's coming from me, but I always say, this information is coming from the top 3 or 4 economists that I listen to. And if somebody challenges me on those, I can give them the people.
Yep.
And I think that's the important part.
Yeah, and I think,
Validity.
on that point, I would say Google alerts are really important. They're very helpful.
yeah.
You can read through a lot of different articles, and you can specify Arizona real estate, Arizona market, so that you're looking for Arizona state things, not national. And then it just gives you that ability to have that conversation. I was at 2 different events this weekend. I don't really get into what I do for a living with friends and people we hang out with. I just say I'm in real estate, so people just assume that I'm a realtor. The amount of people that asked me yesterday, what was this year? What are we looking at next year for buying and selling a home? It was insane. I don't talk a lot about it. They just know Nick's in real estate. And so these people are coming up and having this conversation. If you're not getting yourself out into events in your neighborhoods, in your communities, you're missing the boat on this. Social media is one thing, but people still want to have conversations. And December is the best place and way to do community events. And it's not that expensive. We had a bounce house, and it wasn't even a real estate thing. We just set up a bounce house in a cul-de-sac. We had a grill out. We were barbecuing hamburgers and hot dogs. We had 80 people come through, just hanging out in the neighborhood. It was not that big of a planning thing, and it's a beautiful day in Arizona. People are going to come out.
I've got to do it.
Yeah,
I said I wasn't going to do
I
it.
can't believe.
Yeah.
All right.
How many times did you get extracted out of the bouncy house, Nick?
As soon as I said bouncy house,
Yeah, it was coming.
only once.
All right, and then hey, if you're holidays, I don't do a lot of Popeyes, but if you're into Popeyes, there's a lot of creative things, and I'm telling you, you can Google this. You could probably go on. I know you can go like on Instagram and look this up, and I'm sure you can do ChatGPT and so forth. But identify going through your database of who you want to connect with, who would it benefit you. For you to have just a 5 minutes, whether it's at the door or get inside the house and have a conversation in planning for 2026. And this would be who I would be doing the Popeyes for. Who do I think in my database could transact in 2026? They're low cost. They can be high impact. I mean, there's a gazillion different Popeye ideas, but I personally love because they're so darn cheap. But I love the pumpkin pies from Costco. And the reason that I like the pumpkin pies from Costco is they are something that you cannot leave at somebody's front door. They are perishable, right? And so this is a great way to say, hey, I'm stopping by. I want to, drop off something that can't be left at your front door. And now you're almost guaranteed to get inside the house.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have a lot to add to that. Maybe Nick does, but I will say this part is that be careful. You can, if you're a funny person, it's okay to do something really cheesy because it comes across as humorous and lighthearted. It's easier, people will remember it longer. Like where's the beef? Corny, but yeah, still worked. But so it's less about what you give them. Yeah, that has to be really cautiously thought of. But again, let's go back to just the opportunity to actually put your hand, shake somebody's hand, see them eye to eye. That's really where they call that prospecting. I know that's a word that came out of the 1920s.
The P word.
Yeah. But the thing is that that's anytime you can have a direct face-to-face conversation with people. And of course, I'm not talking about FaceTime.
And who can get annoyed? Who can get mad if you're stopping by? I mean, it's one thing if
give 'em
you're
something like
stopping
that.
by to sell them solar. Sure. I get that. But you're dropping, but friends don't let friends buy solar. But you're dropping off a pie. Who can get mad?
I had a solar guy stop by my house last week, and I literally told him that's a common thing on our pod. He got really offended by it. He was real sad.
I love the solar
Way
guy.
to go, Nick.
He was a very nice young man, and I told him he should get in real estate. He's a great salesman. If you're not checking in on those that have transacted with you this year, last year, this is a really good opportunity to do that. I know we get into a situation where we don't reach out, and now 6, 8, 12 months have gone by, and we have that like shame, like I didn't do a good enough job. Brush it off. Go pick up something that you can drop off because that person is going to enjoy it. And just stop by. Hey, I didn't do a great job this year keeping in touch, and I'm sorry about that. I hope you guys had a fantastic year. I'm going to do better next year. I just wanted to drop this off and hope you guys have a fantastic end of year and happy holidays. And just own it and then just move past it. But if you're not stopping by these individuals who trusted you with a transaction in the last 12 to 24 months, you're doing your business a disservice. Shake off the shame, get over there, and say hello.
Do you know, just to cap on that, Nick, that was brilliant because the biggest issue with people is we don't re-communicate with people after we close the deal. It's easier for us to go buy another lead than it is to stay in a relationship. And some people think, well, why? That client's not going to re-engage for another 5 to 7 years, right? Whatever the trade cycle is. But the reality is they bump into like-minded people in similar income brackets. They bump into family. They might even themselves, to Mike's favorite topic, be interested in investing. And if you don't have those conversations, think of all the business you're leaving on the table.
100%.
I personally don't ever. I'm not one of those agents that ever ask for referrals. I don't have it on my subject line. I don't have it on my business cards and so forth. But when I meet with my clients, and we meet with our clients on a regular basis, kind of go over their portfolio and even if it's just one house, how did the house perform over the last 6 months? That's the one time I ask and say, okay, who else do you know that could benefit by learning how to make money in real estate? And
in the largest investment or the biggest blue collar retirement source of income.
And to your point, why should I? They're not going to transact for another 5 to 7 years. I mean, divorce happens, death happens,
Babies
pregnancies happen. That's because we all have had I always talk about first time. We all have had our first time where you call that client because you didn't check in properly to only find out that they sold and bought,
Yeah.
So anyways,
Real quick before we move on, I just want to clarify. For the text messages I'm receiving currently, I appreciated all the birthday wishes that I received on my Facebook page. I was simply trying to start a conversation based on texting with the podcast. So if you did wish me happy birthday on Facebook, I appreciate it. And those that are texting me now, I appreciate as well. Please don't take any negative from my comment.
yeah, I would definitely take that as a negative.
It's not what I meant.
Well, you know what?
I love